everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to implement the heap which we have discussed yesterday. Now in case if you don't know what a heap is, then please go and see my previous video on heaps where I have discussed all the functions related to heaps and their time complexities. So let's implement the heap. Over here we'll make a class known as heap and we'll make this class as public static. As we're making it static because our main function has to access this class, and without being static the process becomes very complicated. So over here we will have our integer array, which will be our heap, and we will have our current index. So the current will tell me the last index where the number has been added. So we will have a constructor which will take an array as a parameter. Now we are going to build a heap using this array. So what we are going to do is we are going to pass an integer type array over here, and we are going to build a heap using this array. So this heap in array over here is simply going to point to the address of this array and will treat this array as a heap, and we will make the elements in the array managed accordingly so that it still becomes a heap. So we'll call a build heap function with the array, and since over here as we have no element, we will make the current as -1. Now the functions that we have to implement over here are, first is the add function. Now in an add function we will have a number that has to be added. Now over here we are going to make a function delete, whose work is to delete the root node and return the value which was present at the root node. Then we know that our add function requires our heapify up method. So we'll have a heapify up, and our delete requires a heapify down. So our heapify up doesn't need any index, but our heapify down will be needing an index because the heapify down will be used in the build heap as well. And the last will be our build heap method, which will take an array as the input. So first let's implement our add function. Now over here we know that we have to add the element at the last position. So we are just going to increment our current value, and we will be adding this number num at this current position. So the heap of current becomes our number, and now we will just simply perform the heapify up operation, and over here we are going to perform the heapify up operation. So what we have done is we just add the number at the end and we'll perform the heapify up. So this was our add function. Now in the delete function we know that the root element has to be sent back. So I'll store the value of the root variable, and the root variable is always at 0. So this will be stored and returned, but now we have to delete it from the heap as well. We are just going to replace the element at 0 with the element which is at the last place, which is at the current place. So we'll just place the last element over here, and we'll place 0 at the last position. We are placing 0 so that this number gets removed from the last, as we have already placed it at the top. Now as we have placed the number at the top, it might be in the wrong position, so we'll perform heapify down, and we are always placing it at the top, so heapify down will be called from the root node which is present at 0. and over here we'll return our answer, which has the the value of the root node which is being deleted. Now let's perform heapify up. Now we know that in heapify up we are calling from the leaf node and we have to go to the root node. So there are only so in every pass we are concerned with only two nodes. This node which has to be placed in the correct position and its parent node. So over here we will be having two nodes. One is the child and one is the parent. So the child node over here is the last element because we are using this heapify up for our add function and we are adding it at the end. So the child will be current and the parent will be current minus 1 by 2. Now see how this has come. We know that for I parent the children are at 2i plus 1 and 2i plus 2. So if I perform this formula, so minus 1 removes this and by 2 gives me I. So we received I from this child, and if I do same over here, so this becomes 1, and as we are storing it in the integer part, this gets removed when we divide by 2. So again we retrieve the parent node I or the parent index I. Now we have to do this unless and until either we place the node in the correct position or we reach at the top, which is the root. So while my child is not equals to 0. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, if the element at the parent, if it is greater than the element at the heap, that at the child, this means that in a min heap this is a wrong pairing, so we have to swap these two. So we'll just perform swap at the index parent and index child. Let's make a function known as swap index 1 and index 2, and we'll just swap. Okay, so if this is the scenario, we are going to swap, and what we are going to do is we'll update our parent and child. Now once these two are swapped, so this node comes over here, so my new child becomes this and its parent has its parent is this. So we will have to update our child and parent. So over here my child will become my the parent node becomes the child, and the parent is again child minus 1 by 2. So this is our heapify up method. Now let's implement our heapify down method. Now in heapify down method we will be having three things. First is our parent, second is our child 1, and third is our child 2. Now while performing heapify down, there can be three scenarios. That first is if a parent has two children, second is if a parent has a single child, and third is if a parent has no child. Now there will be no such scenario over where we will just have the right child, because as it is a almost complete binary tree, first the left node has to be added and then the right node. So we won't see any such case over here. So over here we know that if there are no children and no parent, so or if there are no children, so this is already a min heap or a max heap because nothing to compare with. And over here we will just check if this node is smaller than this one. If it is so, then this is in the correct place, otherwise it is not. And over here we'll have to check for both of them. Now if both of them are smaller than the parent node, then we are going to replace it with the smaller one, because if suppose my elements were these and I replace my 12 with 9. So we'll get like this. Now this is still wrong because 9 is a parent of 8 and 8 is smaller than 9. So we will be replacing this node with the smaller node amongst the two children. So these are the three cases that we are going to see in heapify down. So first we are going to do this unless and until we reach at the bottom. And how we are going to see this? While my parent is less than current, less than or equal to current. If it is less than and equal to current, which means that it is still in the range of the heap, and the current denotes the last index where the number has been added. So current will help me track the position of my parent and children. Now first we have to see if it has two children, then we'll see for 1 and then we'll see for 0. Now how we'll see if it has both the children? Now if my C1 is less than current and my child 2 is also less than equal to current. If this is the scenario, this means that both the children are present. Now over here, otherwise for only one child, we'll just see if my child 1 is less than equals to current. We are seeing it for child 1 because in child 1 we will be storing the first element and in the child 2 will be storing the right element, the second element. So over here my parent will be I on the element on which we have to perform the heapify down. So my child 1 will be 2 into I plus 1 and my child 2 will be 2 into I plus 2. Now over here we have to first see that which is the smaller element. Now if the element at child 1, if it is less than the element at child 2, what we are going to do? See, if the element at child 1, if it is less than child 2, we are just simply going to compare my parent with this child. As we already know the relationship between these two, we will just compare the parent and the child 1. Now if my parent is smaller than child 1, so this clearly means that my parent is smaller than both of these child 1 and child 2. So my parent is in the correct position. But if my parent is greater than child 1, this means that a swap has to be made between the two. So over here we will see if the value at the parent, if it is greater than the value at the child 1, what we are going to do is we are going to perform swap between child 1 and parent. And after swapping, the parent and children have to be again updated. So my parent now becomes the child 1. And if this is not the scenario, this means that my parent is in the correct position. So we will simply return. Now there can be a second scenario if my child 1 is smaller than child 2. So over here else we are going to do the same process, but the only difference will be we are going to do it with child 2. Now this was when we had two children. Now coming to the scenario when we had only one children, so all the process has to be done with only child 1. So this same will be done over here. Over here we are going to do the same thing. If my parent is greater than the child 1, this means that the parent is in the wrong position. We are going to replace the 2 and we are going to update my parent. Now else, if there are no children, so we are just simply going to return. Now over here we are going to update my child 1 as parent into 2 plus 1 and child 2 as parent into 2 plus 2. So this is our heapify down method. Now after this, let's implement our build heap method. Now in a build heap method, what we have to do is, we are already given an array and we are going to use this array as our heap. So what we are going to do is, we will simply point this heap to the array. Now what this does is, in Java, when I have an array, so there are sequence of numbers with some addresses. So if this is at 1000 address, so it will be at 1004 address, because it is an integer type array. So every bit or every cell will take 4 bytes of space. So this is how a array is stored, and this ARR is simply a variable which is pointing to this 1000 index. So when I do heap is equals to array, so what happens is, now my heap variable is also going to point to the variable. Now my heap variable will be pointing to the address where my array is pointing to. So now heap will be pointing to this only. So if we are using this build heap function, so no new array is being created, and we are going to use this array function only, and this array function will be used as a heap. So over here I have assigned my heap as array. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to perform the down heapify method for the first n by 2 elements, starting from the n by 2th element going till the 0th element. So we will store the length of the array. And over here we are going to have a loop. And for all these indexes we are going to perform heapify down. Now this part creates or builds a heap for me. Now over here we have to also update our current as array.length minus 1, because over here we are adding all the elements of array as it is. So our current will be array.length minus 1. So we won't be needing this array.length over here. We can simply use our current over here. Now after this, this is our heap. This is the constructor, the add function, the delete function, the swap function, the heapify up, the heapify down, and our build heap. Now over here we are going to take an array of integer type, and we'll just store some numbers over here. Now we'll make an object of our class heap, and I'll name it as h. I'll call the constructor and I will pass my array to the constructor. Let's just print all the elements of the array. Now as my heap, this heap and the array are pointing to the same index, so we can access them using either the array, or we can also access it using h.heap. Both will give the same answer. Now we'll just print the numbers. Now over here let's delete a number, that is delete the root, and we'll see if it comes correct or not. And after this let's print them again. So let's over here now make it h.heap, so that you can see that both of them will have same numbers. So see, for first we had this, see, initially we had this array. Now this array has been converted like this. Now let's see if this is a min heap or not. See, 1 has 2 children, which is 3 and 5. Then 3 and 5 have 5, 7, 23 and 6. Then 5 has 6 and 34. Then we have 4, 32 and 78. 23 has 322 and 456. So over here we can see that each parent node is smaller than its children node. So the build heap has created this heap. Now over here our root node is 1. So our root node 1 has been printed. Now after deleting it, we have this. So what might have been done is 456 was placed over here. So we had 456 over here, and instead of 456 we had 0 over here. Now we are going to perform the down heapify over this on this root node. So it will check for both of these. So we can clearly see that both are smaller, so we'll go with the 3. So over here we'll have 3 and over here we'll have 4, 5 and 6. Then it will check for these two. This will be replaced by this. We'll have 456 over here. Now it will check with these two. So 456 will come over here and 6 will be over here. So our new tree looks like this. So over here we can see first we have 3. So first we have 3. Then we have 5 and 5. So next we have 5. And over here also we have a 5. Then we have 6, 7, 23 and 6. So we have a 6, then we have a 7, then we have a 23 and then we have a 6. Next we have 456 and 34. Over here we have 456 and a 34, 432, 78 and 322. 432, 78 and 322. At last we had a 0. This means that this element has been deleted. So over here we have a 0. So this was all about heaps, and now if you want me to solve any particular question of yours, you can leave it in the comment section with hashtag #CodeMyQuestion. Also, if you have any doubts, you can leave it in the comment section. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and if you find my videos really informative, then please spread it across, and thank you.